Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how you can find resin in Minecraft. Resin is new with the 1.21.4 Garden Awakens update and can be used for a variety of things. So first, let me show you how you can find it. Resin does not generate naturally, and the only biome that you can actually find resin is in the new Pale Garden biome. Typically, these biomes spawn in and around dark oak forests. If you've explored a lot of your world already, you might want to consider trimming your chunks if you are on Java, otherwise you might have to travel quite far to load in new chunks. In my hardcore world, I did have to venture out roughly 5,000 blocks before I found the biome. Oh, I see one! 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 It's a tiny little one, but I see one! If you're open to using something like chunk base, you can put your seed in here to find the biome easier. Once you're in the Pale Garden biome, this is a little scary, but you will have to wait till nighttime for this mob to spawn. This is the Creaking, and every time you hit a Creaking, resin clumps will actually generate nearby on the pale oak logs close to the Creaking heart. The Creaking mob will not attack you as long as you're looking at it. It also can't fly or jump up more than a block, so as long as you build yourself up, it shouldn't be able to damage you. You're going to want to follow the trail of resin particles that appear when hitting the Creaking, and this will lead you to the Creaking heart. You will also notice small patches of resin that have appeared on the logs. You can use any tool to break the resin off, including your hand. If you damage the Creaking by hitting it more times, more resin will continuously spawn every few seconds as long as it has room to do so. So again, I do suggest breaking off the pieces every so often so that you can get more. Now for the Creaking heart, which is this glowing block here. You will need a tool with the Silk Touch enchant in order to obtain it. The Creaking heart is important to hold on to as it's what you'll need to be able to farm and generate more resin later on, so make sure you take it back home with you. Another place to find resin is in a Woodland Mansion. You can buy a Woodland Explorer map from a cartography villager for this, and it also might be a way to get closer to a Pale Garden too. 2 to 4 resin clumps have a 44.5% chance at generating in chests on Java and a 16.1% chance of generating in chests on Bedrock. If you do find resin clumps in a Woodland Mansion, hopefully you can find at least 9, as that is how much you'll need to actually craft a Creaking heart. Because once you have your resin and Creaking heart, you basically have the ability to make unlimited resin. And to do that, first you're going to want to activate the Creaking heart by placing it in between 2 pale oak logs, and you'll notice that it will turn orange. This is the one that I built in my hardcore world, where I built a little resin farm. The tutorial that I used will be in the description, but I did change mine up so it probably looks a little bit different. But basically how it works is every night Creakings will spawn in this dedicated area, then when I hit the Creakings, the resin clumps generate on the logs, which then an observer recognizes the block change and activates the piston, which breaks the resin, then it lands in the hopper and moves through into this chest. I promise this really wasn't difficult to make it all, and if you're looking to get a bunch of resin, this is probably your best bet to do so. I also love having this small farm near my base, so I don't have to venture out super far to get resin every single time. So now that you've finally obtained your resin, it can actually be used to craft a variety of new building blocks, and a resin brick can also be used as a color for an armor trim. I hope this video helped you to find resin. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions and I'll be sure to get back to you. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.